Okay, today, really all I have planned is let's see if we can all log in and all that good stuff. So let me show you where we're going to find this. In our Google Classroom. I just posted just now since class started, right here on the front page, right here in the stream. Our curriculum is found at this website. You'll see Buzz right there. So everyone needs to go to Buzz and see if you can get to the right site starting with. It'll look like this when you get there. And let me put up on the screen, your login username is that part of your school email that's before the @ Don't do the @ Bentonville stuff, but everything before that is your username in Buzz. And then your password is online 2023. I mean, you can change that after you log in if you like, but capital O, no spaces, online 2023. It should be from that site right there, the Buzz. So anybody let me know if you can't log on. If it's giving you some grief on trying to log in, let me know so I can go check and see what's going on with that. Let's see if you can get into our Buzz website. Hopefully I've got everyone set up correctly. Anyone have any trouble logging in? Anybody? All right. Let's do this. All right, so when you get in, you should see whatever Buzz classes you're enrolled in should be on the screen. It may just be Algebra II, or maybe some of your other classes are using this. But when you click on that class, click on the Algebra II class, it should pull up, and it probably just has this. It's got the welcome folder and the module 1 folder there. You can look in the welcome folder. It just has course information and talks about what all the lessons are. There's nothing in there really that we're going to cover in class specifically. It just gives you links to look at. If you want to see the standards, if you want to see the course syllabus from Buzz, that's all there. But I'm not really concerned with the welcome folder. What you need to know is module 1. Let's open that up and look at it. So you have the academic integrity contract is the first thing there. And then here's our lessons that we'll be looking at all the way down to the test. So this is all the module 1 lessons that we'll be going over. The other thing I want you to see besides this, and we'll come back and look at this in a minute, is there's on the menu up here 2 screens. Activity screen, that's where we're at right now. And the other option is the grade screen. Okay, now there's 2 ways to get to the grade screen, but there's a quicker way. This little icon right here at the top of the screen, you hover over it, it says grades. That takes you to the same screen, and it's just one click right there. Now here's the grade screen. The grade screen is good for a few things. First of all, it'll show you your grade, right? Your grade will be at the top of the screen for the semester, your semester grade, and all the assignments, here's all the module 1 assignments, are listed right here. That is excluded, the pretest. So I don't even know if it shows it, if it should, I guess. Maybe it's showing the pretest. Yeah, the system equation pretest right there. So if we go to the grade screen, here's everything that's due the first week. You see on the right-hand side, it tells you when things are due. We have 3 things the first week, but one of them is just a pretest. Pretest is a practice test. It's not an EOL. If I want to see by grading category up here at the top, there's 2 different choices. Grading category. I'm going to change this. 101, 02, 03, and 04 are going to be EOLs. I haven't set that up yet, in addition to the test. So you'll have more EOLs than just the test, these assignments. The pretest will be a practice grade. So, and I will get that set up properly by next week when we get started. But this will tell you, after you turn something in, it'll give you your score. It'll put a check mark showing that it was turned in, and it'll tell you exactly what day you turned it in. So you can always go to the grade screen to see if you missed something. If there's a blank there and it doesn't show it was submitted, you miss that assignment. And this will tell you the due dates over here. So this will help you keep track of where we're at, what's due this Sunday. I also posted in Google Classroom saying, here's what's due in Buzz this week. But when you go here on your grade screen, that's the easiest way to see it and see exactly what you're missing. So let's go back to the activity screen.
We heard the bird the other day. It was just kind of in the background.
So back on the activity screen, let's look at what a lesson looks like. If I go to look at the first lesson, Introduction to Systems of Equations, it's going to tell me right away I haven't done the academic integrity contract yet. So you got to go to the academic integrity contract. You'll see that you can record your email so we know it's you that's turned it in. You read the academic integrity statement, agree with it. Yes, I understand. And you submit that. And then after you submit that, yes, then it's important right here for Buzz, you have to go down and mark this complete. See, after it's done, mark this complete. So once I mark that complete, now when I go back here, there's a little check mark that says, okay, that's done. So now when I go to lesson 1, well, lesson 0 actually, it'll let me see it because I've finished the contract. So now it will pull up this. So all there is under 1.00, it just lets you know what lessons are going to be in this module and how many points they are and about how long you should spend going through the lesson and doing the assignment. So it tells you about how long it should take. So all of it's an hour or less, except for the test. It says it may take you longer to do the test correctly, but that's about how long you should take. And then it has that 1.00 pre-test just to see what you know. You hit start and it looks like it's multiple choice. Let's see, 9 more multiple choice. Is it all multiple choice? Yep, all multiple choice. 25 multiple choice questions to see what you know, kind of gauge where you're at before we get into all the modules. So it asks if I want to leave because I haven't submitted it. I need to submit it at the bottom when I put my answers in there. But I'm going back here. So that's all that is for 1.00 and the pretest. But then I want to show you what a lesson looks like. And we'll go through this lesson on Monday because our curriculum's not really starting on Monday. This is just to make sure today that you can access this and that you know what it looks like. I mean, you can start on it if you want early, but this will be next week's stuff that we're doing. So we see this lesson has 10 pages. The first page is just an introduction to what we're learning. So we'll read this. There's 2 questions you should be able to answer at the end of this lesson. After you get to the end of the lesson, you should be able to answer those 2 questions. And if you can't answer those, then you missed something and need to go back and look at the lesson again. But when you go through here, let's go to the next page. Here's page 2. This is talking about systems of equations. It gives us some introductory text, some examples right here. And then now here, anytime you see this color, you see how it changes color when I hover over it? That means it's hiding information. So it wants you to solve the following system of equation using elimination. So it tells you the steps. Step 1, identify and create opposite coefficients. When you click on that, it'll show you how it did it. Okay. Do you see any opposite coefficients? Yes, it already has some. The y and the negative y. That means less work. You won't have to create them. Add the equations vertically. So step 2, you do that, and it shows you how to do that. Step 3, simplify and solve. So it's all hiding information underneath there that you can look at. So you'll see these links. If you want to learn more in systems equations. You click that, it's going to pop open a little window and tell you more, give you another example. So that way there's lots of examples built into these lessons. I go to the next page. Real world applications. So this gives us a little more text. Now here's a great thing that's built into these lessons. Gives you lots of opportunities for you to see if you know what you're talking about. So it gives you this problem up here. You're counting the number of adult tickets and the number of children tickets. The total sold is 150. What do you think the first equation will look like? And you can type in what you think the answer is. And then when you submit it, it'll tell you if you're correct or not. There are lots of opportunities built in these lessons for you to type in answers and then check to see if you're right. That's great because at the end of the lesson, when you get to the assignment, that's an EOL. That's going to count for your grade. When you do this in the lesson, this is just to figure out, am I ready for the EOL? Am I doing this correctly? Can you figure out the second equation based on this information? We'll talk about this on Monday. So don't worry about it if you don't understand what we're doing right now. I'm skipping things just to kind of show you what these lessons look like. And again, it goes through these steps and we'll show you how it did that. Here's a box on real world applications. When would systems of equations be used? Here's an example. So there's all kinds of examples. These little boxes have a print. If you have a printer and want to print this out, put it in your notes, because remember, all your notes can be used on tests and everything. But you go through all 10 pages of the lesson. Make sure you, there's a learn more. So what else is it telling us? There's more information down there. Another example, another example. Then usually about halfway through, literal equations. So solve for X. Put your answers here, submit. Here's a video. A lot of times there's videos built in there. There's a 2-minute and 48-second video that they're going to talk about solving this equations right there, that system. Another video down here, minute 38. The videos are usually not very long. It's not like there's going to be a 15, 20-minute video down there. They're very short. So there's lots of information on this page. But when you get down here towards the end, usually there's just some practice problems. Practice problems. So solve the system's equation. So you should do this on paper when you get there. When you see practice problems, do it on paper, and then you can check to see if you're right. You click on that, and it shows you what you should have done. It shows you the answer and how to get there. So that's what's nice about our lessons in here is there's practice problems built in there. There's another practice problem down below. Let's see, page 9. More practice problems. So lots of places for you to practice and say, do I understand this? Can I do the problem? And you can put it in here and then you have a place where you can check that. Now, usually someone here, let me see if I can find it, because like again, we'll go through this next week. Lesson summary. Here it was on page 6. So 7, 8, and 9 are all practice problems. If you click on the lesson summary, this summarizes everything that we just went over in the first 6 pages. So this is the great place. If you're making notes to use on tests, this is a great place to get your notes from. Here's the general steps for solving by elimination. Here's the general steps for using substitution to solve. Those steps, those steps. Here's the steps for using elimination to solve with 3 variables and substitution with 3 variables. So that's a nice summary of all the things that was taught in this lesson. And then you can print that right there. If you don't want to copy it in your notes, you can print it. Have your notes as printed sheets. All right there. But it has the lesson summary in there. And then on. Now, the last page of this never has any work to do on it. It usually just summarizes. So here's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to read all the examples, work all the practice problems on this lesson. Make sure you can answer those 2 essential questions, and you can click, and it'll remind you what the 2 questions were. And then it says complete solving systems equation algebraically, which is we can get there by going back to the other menu or just clicking the next arrow up here, and it takes us to the assignment. Here's the assignment for this first lesson. We click start, multiple choice, and it's only 5 questions. 5 multiple choice questions for the first lesson. Yeah, I want to leave. I know I haven't submitted it. So this is the first lessons we're starting with right here. Next week, we'll do 1.01 and 1.02. We can see that on the grade screen. The grade screen says this is what to do next week, 1.01 and 1.2, and the pretest. But the pretest is a practice grade. You don't have to study for the pretest. Just take the pretest. You can do that anytime between now and next week. But 1.01 and 1.02 is what we're looking at for next week. So I just want to make sure you know how to get into your curriculum and what things look like when you get in there. Back on the activity screen, it'll pop up there. So on that academic integrity contract, you said I won't let you do the first thing after that. Did you go down and click mark this activity complete? If you do not mark this complete, it won't let you do anything else. So after you do that, the academic contract, you have to click mark this activity complete. Yes, Bethany.
Whenever it says your answer, am I supposed to type my name or say like I agree or what?
Where do you see that?
Right there.
Oh, right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
put your name right there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just put your name. It should say that, shouldn't it? That could be better. That could be better. But it does have your email recorded, so if you just put yes instead, no, you've already done it. That's okay too. All right. That's really all I had planned on going over today. Just wanted to make sure you guys knew where the curriculum was. Wanted to make sure you guys could log into that. I will post this video to Google Classroom if anyone needs to go back and review anything, you get confused. But don't worry, Monday, when we get into the lessons, we'll talk about some of this again. So we'll make sure you can get there and be good with everything, ready to roll. So that should be it. Let's see. Did we get everyone here? We're missing one person. I'll figure out who it is. Got 12 of you here. Not bad. All right, guys. Yeah, that's the last B-Day this week. I won't see you till next week. So have a great weekend, and we will see you on Tuesday because it's an A-Day tomorrow. So.